We are now in the month of November, but before we get into the November movies, we gotta rank every 2023 release I watched in October. Didn't necessarily watch all that much October movies, but caught up on a couple movies that I have missed. I only saw 5 movies in the month of October. Gonna place them on the proper tiers, as we always do. A little bit late to this video. Times these days, time keeps flying by. We're in daylight saving time now. We went back an hour, got a little extra sleep, but we gotta rank all the movies I watched in the month of October. Let me know your ranking down below. What did you watch in the month of October? If you are new to these videos, they are meant to be more laid back. Just kind of talking, having some fun, talking about the movies that I watched in the month of October, which I've said quite a few times. Let's hop into these tiers. And start one off with these tiers, we have best of the month, great, good, meh, and worst of the month. These are generally the tiers I go with when doing these month-to-month rankings. First up, we have Five Nights at Freddy's FNAF. My wife and I watched this, and I'm putting it in the good tier. Can't necessarily put it in the great tier, but my wife and I really enjoyed FNAF, and I haven't played the games. I kind of want to go and play the games now. I heard they're pretty scary. A lot of people are calling this movie just mid, not really what they were expecting. I didn't have many expectations for this one, so I think that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did. I went in pretty blind, and I enjoyed it. There's definitely some things I didn't love in there. Like every time that Mike went to Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear's, he got through the night by sleeping, and I was talking to one of my friends who has played Five Nights at Freddy's, and he said the whole point of the game is to like not let these like animatronics into the security room, and he got through the night by sleeping through it. So that was one of his big complaints. When he said that, I was like, well, that is kind of true. And they spent a lot of time in these dream scenarios. Again, it's a big lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, but almost the entire movie felt like it's spent in these dream scenarios. At least every time we're at Freddy Fazbear's, he's in these dream scenarios, which kind of took me out of the movie. But when we are at Freddy's, I enjoyed it, man. I had fun. The animatronics look great. I thought there was a lot of potential, and I thought they hit the head on a lot of awesome things. So I enjoyed FNAF, and it looks like we're getting a prequel, sequel, a whole trilogy, and I'm here for it. I really, really am. Then we have Killers of the Flower Moon, the brand new Martin Scorsese movie, and Killers is going to go in the great tier. This one is heavy, and I haven't even talked about it on the channel. I just kind of went to go and see it, and it was 3.5 hours, and for someone who loves to be at the movie theaters, like, I could go and see movies all freaking day. Something about this movie, it made me want to leave the movie theater after by the time I was done watching it because of how just long and heavy this movie is. Martin Scorsese is great at making these long 3-hour plus movies, and while I did enjoy lots of it, that runtime definitely is felt throughout it. But Leonardo DiCaprio is just so subtly great, and I think we kind of take for granted how great he is in almost every movie. I mean, he plays a guy who's just kind of a little, like, just dumb as a bag of rocks in this movie, and he's very easily persuaded, very gullible, so the things he does are just absolutely horrendous and awful, but he plays it so well. He plays this guy just, like, trying to kind of go along and bob his head and nod and say yes to everyone, and he plays that so well. Robert De Niro is such a despicable prick in this movie. You cannot stand his character throughout it. Everyone loves him. He has everyone thinking he's such a great guy, so no one's going to turn against him, but deep down, he is not a good guy. Jesse Plemons, he's Jesse Plemons. I don't know if I'm a fan of Jesse Plemons. I like him. I think he's good, but he's kind of the same in every movie, and when he showed up, we, like, over 2 hours through the movie, I was like, dude, we have a long time left, and we did. Brendan Fraser just kind of belts out some words, and I think, what did Martin Scorsese call him, like, grand or large or something like that? He called him something, and he just kind of belts out this crazy thing in a courtroom. Brendan Fraser, recent Best Actor winner. Kind of interesting to barely utilize him in this movie, but, hey, I dug to see him in there. And Lily Gladstone. Lily Gladstone is absolutely fantastic, and she probably is going to be the frontrunner for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress in the Oscars this year, but nonetheless, Martin Scorsese, he delivered yet again a solid 4.5 out of 5, but a movie I'll never watch again because of how long and how heavy it was. Then we have Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. Taylor Swift's arguably my favorite artist of all time. And this is the best of the month because of how much fun I had watching this damn movie. I took my wife and my mom to go check this one out, and we just had the funnest time at the movies. Everyone was singing, everyone was dancing. We weren't like spinning in a circle with all lights in front of the theater, but nonetheless, we were jumping up and down, having a ton of fun. And that's exactly what I say with this. I had so much fun. Probably the most fun I had at the theaters in years, since like maybe ever, because it was just the best time seeing one of our favorite artists singing all these songs that I know almost everyone, and I didn't get to see the Eras Tour, and I'm glad I got to see it on the big screen. I absolutely loved it. I love Taylor Swift. I'm a Swiftie for life. Then we have Totally Killer, and it's gonna go in worst of the month just because it was my least favorite of the month, but I still think it's probably a decent movie, like meh to good in that tier, but it's gonna go in this tier just because it has to. That's the rules of these monthly tiers. But Totally Killer is a movie that I was excited for. I was so excited for. It was like a Back to the Future slasher, and it just felt like I've seen it 100 times before, and I just couldn't get past that. I was like, man, I wanted something so different because everyone was saying this movie's so fantastic, it's so different, it's everything and more you kind of wanted, and it just kind of gave me the same thing, different day. I felt like when she does go back into like the 1980s or 70s, wherever she went, I thought it had some good tributes, and I thought the time travel aspect was cool, and she sees all the people older who are just dickheads, super young, and they're still kind of dickheads, and she starts telling them their future and everything like that. So it kind of made it for this cheesy little bit of a movie, but the kills were pretty gory, and it had Scream aspect and vibes in there, Back to the Future vibes in there, so there's some fun to be had, but I just didn't love it like I wanted to. I was kind of disappointed by it. And then I caught up on this movie. It's No Hard Feelings. I believe it came out in June of this year. It's on Netflix, and I'll put it in a good tier. My wife and I love watching good romantic comedies and having fun with them, and No Hard Feelings, we had fun with. We had a really good time. Jennifer Lawrence we're big fans of, and she's this gal who's just trying to get a car, and the whole synopsis and story is a little too specific. It's a little too, like, spot on, right on the nose, but she has to go and show this kid before he goes out to college what dating's like, and go show him the world and get him to experience things, get him out of his shell, and it's cute. It's fun. It's hard R. I mean, there's some crazy things. I mean, like, there's a full nude scene I just was not expecting. There's these crazy swear words. So it's a hard R romantic comedy, but nonetheless, it's a cute movie, and that's weird to say for a hard R romantic comedy, but my wife and I were laughing. We had a good time. It's like a solid 3.5 out of 5. One that's just fun enough, fun to check out, and we enjoyed it. And that's going to do it for all the movies I watched in the month of October. Can't believe we're in November. Only 2 more of these videos left for the new year. Absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here and supporting the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.